if there's one thing that proves how fickle we are, it's how quickly my opinion can change on this game. I, excuse me, I just had dinner. I would say, go back 6 weeks, and I was so fixated on NXT and getting together with NXT and getting shit together with NXT that any possibility of playing another game was just such a foreign idea to me that I wouldn't even consider it. I wouldn't even consider the idea of playing another game because of, damn it, or another database, I should say. Play another database because I knew that I just wanted to play NXT. I even still had the old 2004 WWE season that I was doing. And I didn't even want to do that anymore. I just wanted to play NXT. But now, fast forward a couple of weeks, I don't want to play. I walked away from NXT. I walked away from NXT and I moved to IWC. For those who don't know IWC, it is not the Internet Wrestling Community. It is, in fact, the International Wrestling Cartel. And basically, we're starting from square one. The point of this database, the point of this story, the point of this game is to start from square one. We start from square one and work backwards, is the best way for me to put it. It's the best way for me to put it. We start from square one and work backwards. And then we go from there. You know what I mean? We start from square one and work backwards, and then we go from there. The fact is, I should be in the world title tournament. But this just shows, like, the roster I have here in IWC shows how, like, the luxury of what wrestling was like in the early 2000s with AJ Styles free, Alex Shelley, Chris Hero, Chris Sabin, CM Punk, Cabana, Jimmy Jacobs, Raven and the Franchise, Sanjay Dutt, Corey Graves. You have so many people that were free at this point that it's just crazy. It's just crazy that all these guys were free at this time, and that everyone had the opportunity to, basically everybody had the opportunity to be free. Like AJ wasn't on a written deal with Impact. He wasn't exclusive to Impact. There was so much talent available. Samoa Joe's available. Bryan Danielson's available. Nigel McGuinness. There's so much talent available, and I have so much talent to choose from. That's one of the reasons why I gravitated back toward 2004. Raven or Colt will be my opponent later tonight in the finals. And I will be ready. That's one of the reasons why I did it. The main crux of it is that if you looked at like, how do I put it? If you looked at wrestling at this time, there are so many people that would become world champion, Exhibit A, that are not, or major stars that are not signed by major companies, that if you thought about where they would be 10 years from now, in 2014. I mean, in 2014, in early 2014, it's the road to WrestleMania and Bryan Danielson going to main event WrestleMania. I think in 2004, when Bryan Danielson was 22 years old or early 20s, if you told him 10 years from then he'd be main eventing WrestleMania, I think he'd call you insane. And I'd even say if you fast forwarded 20 years later, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, all those guys, if you told them they'd be legends of the wrestling business, I think, again, they'd call you insane. But that's just me. We are opening the door. If anyone wants to walk through it, we welcome you. Raven and Colt Cabana. AJ and Raven are feuding. So, fitting, yes. Surprising? No. Said it last month and will again. I have more to give, and everyone will see it, that they shouldn't have written off Raven. But I'm used to being abandoned. I'm used to being forgotten. I'm used to being an afterthought. Quote the Raven, nevermore. I'm, of course, talking about Raven. I'm not talking about me. I don't think I needed to clarify, did I? And say that after I said that after I clarified it. But shut up. I would help if I added a world title. It would help if I added a world title, huh? How did I forget to do that? This is the top prize of the International Wrestling Cartel, designed for the very best the company has. There it is. Raven's gonna get the dub. Here it is. With the help of Jimmy Jacobs. I do want to bring Sika back because Sika can take some work off of Shane Douglas. I also do have to sign Sika because, that would help. Raven is celebrating. Clearly has formed a tandem with Jimmy Jacobs. Would help. Oh, I actually did spell it right. This is in fact a variation, or going to be a variation of the flock. I'm not sure if it's just going to be Jimmy Jacobs and Raven, or it's going to be people adding in, or people getting added in. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But this is going to be the big story, or overarching story, for the majority of the year. And we're going to go with that. Because we're also month to month. We're not. It's also month to month. It's not week to week. So we have a little bit more space to be able to tell more overarching long range or overarching long winded stories. Which is what we're going to do with AJ and Raven and Shane Douglas. I do know that, at least at this point right now, I do know at this point right now that anybody that's with my company right now could get stolen, could get taken away, could just disappear like that. Punk works for TNA, Raven works for TNA, AJ works for TNA, Shark Boy works for TNA. I think that's about it. Oh, Shane Douglas works for TNA. Basically, a majority of my roster works for TNA. And I could sit there and say that a lot of these guys could be gone like that. But that's why I want to tell the story as soon as possible of AJ mounting back, coming back, and winning the belt. Because I don't know how long AJ is going to be there. I don't know how long Raven's going to be there. I don't know how long any of these guys are going to be there. And I think maximizing ratings, maximizing the ability, and also we're month to month. It's not week to week. So what could be a 3-month feud or a 4-month feud could be a 8 to 10-month feud, or even a year feud, depending on how I tell the story. And also depending on if I keep the people that I'm working with. But either way, this is IWC, International Wrestling Cartel. We're starting from square one. If you enjoy this type of thing, then let me know down in the comment section below any thoughts, considerations, or ideas you may have. Anybody you would like to see join the company, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting up more of this stuff in the not too distant future. With that being said, though, I will see you in the next video.